Wow, I just started it. The phone rang. That Anita, I think she's a scam, trying to get me to click on a link. I'm a little scared to click on links. But I've been up for about an hour and a half. Uh, really interesting how I felt this morning. My pillows didn't move like they have been. I got a new system with the three pillows that really makes the pain go away. I can feel the different dip in the knee and the foot. But I don't know. It's really intense when I think about Crystal. I didn't even. I thought they had some kind of Polish name or something, or a German name. No, DJ. I thought it was some kind of big long J name. She let me use the Bible last night. I just I just lost it. I just lost it. It was just unbelievable. And I don't know. I had sent Tina uh, a text about somebody picking me up, and she was offline for like 38 minutes. And so I'm thinking, oh, I ain't going to church. I just, you know, because sometimes I don't know what what Tina thinks of me. And now if that girl, that Jody Wilson, sent some really incriminating. Uh, I don't know how she did it. I'm trying to do it, the way I can talk to everybody on my list. But she did. I think she sent everybody on my list the videos I sent her. So I know Tina got them. I know they got to be on her phone. Because Gordon called me up right. Well, he didn't call me up, but he texted me early yesterday and asked me if I knew Jody Wilson. And I said, oh. So I'm kind of not as guilty of that as it looks. I've been following her. When you go to Facebook and you just keep scrolling and you get all the different people. And she put some really, pretty crazy stuff on there. So I thought I'd just play along with her. Then she has a father in prison, who I think is Doc, is the Department of Correction. They call him Doc. He killed a cop back in the day. I forget, a long time ago. He's been in for a long time. And he used to go to True Freedom Ministries, and he learned how to play guitar. He's a real nice guy. He is. He's a nice guy to talk to. And his wife stuck by him all these years. She comes to visit him. I don't know, probably once or twice a week. At least once a week. And it's a pretty interesting story. So I'm thinking that this Jody is his daughter. And I got some crazy. I don't know. It's funny because I my phone was getting full, and I had to do something. I had to do something. So I have this Google One. I forget what I'm paying for it. I pay something for it, and so I just push it. I talked to somebody from Samsung Help, or yeah, I think it was Samsung. Respect was one of them, and they told me to just go ahead. It was a long. I was on the phone a long time with him, and it took a long time to for that little curly thing to keep spinning. And so I'm just trusting that everything is in the cloud. I'm not worried about getting them out of the cloud. So I can do that now. What I did, sending her the stuff that I've been getting from various women since I've been online. They just, especially like Grace. Now she's following me around. I've deleted her, I blocked her, I've done everything, and she still figures out a way to get to me. And she changed her last name a couple times. And I don't want to go into all that as this, but then I get a ping on my phone that last night. So I had pretty much give up going to church. I know I wasn't going to walk over there. It was cold and I am in a lot of pain. So I wasn't going to walk. And DJ or Crystal DJ is going to be there. Please be ready. So I put on my shoes, and it's hard for me to get my shoes on because this left foot really is hard to get into the shoe. I hear the horn blowing. Oh, I did. I wanted to smoke so bad, because I had just kind of been rested. I wasn't smoking, and there they were, pulled in my driveway, and Crystal gets out and gets in the back seat, and I hate riding in the back seat. I do. I hate. I feel like I'm in prison. I feel like I'm in the wagon. Like in the back, and it didn't mean much till this morning when I got looking at last night, and I can't explain it. But there's this Denise. Now I don't know. I ain't never been good at judging women's ages. You can't go by hair, and that's one of the reasons I've always wanted to know. I don't like to guess. I hate guessing. And that's what's not so nice about the Chinese zodiac. You can ease in there with the year, but but she's got some serious rings on her finger. Silver. It looked like silver to me. The wedding band, and I've never seen that before. So anyway, we get to church, and Sister Barbara. I gotta say Sister Barbara. She gets mad if I say Barbara. Oh, she's a beautiful lady of color. I've been loving her for a long time. She's so beautiful. She really is beautiful. She got a little, one point in her life she got a gold tooth, and she can really talk, and she does. Like she said last night, she's married to the Bible, and she really is. And she takes real long notes, She and writes nice things. And it's a pleasure to listen to her talk. So she was sitting with Tina. So I kind of went to the first chair, and so Sister Barbara would have been on my right. Tina would have been right straight across. So I went and there was some spaghetti from Sunday. I liked it then, So I went and made me a plate or bowl, whatever. And I come back, my stuff's moved because I had gotten a cup of coffee, and my cup's moved over. So now I'm right straight across from Sister Barbara, and Tina's on my right, and Denise sitting where I was sitting. So I didn't. I can't explain it. I was. Uh, when all the years in prison, especially since 16, the spring of 16, when I got back to Grafton, and I started going to what I was calling Mental Health Fridays. So Mental Health Fridays, and it was basically 3 women, and more coming around. But I would see Lori Bohatti. She was my birthday girl, and Ashley gets mad when I say her name. She was the she started out as a CEO back 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, 6 years now, and then she became a secretary to the deputy warden, a secretary, and got her own little office in the captain's building. And oh, I love Ashley Burger. I do. So soon they come up to be the three Bs. I was calling them the three Bs, and it was catching because uh, the deputy warden Reynolds, he's he, he knows what about the three Bs, and uh, so I've been around women, where and it was basically the same thing as it is now. You can't, I can't explain it. You just, I don't know. You have to be, you had to be, you just couldn't walk around all lustful, and you had to have something else on your mind, and I kind of did. I would I would tell sexy stories. I would. Most of my stories when I was free were sexy because there was a lot of sex. And but last night it didn't really hit me like it hit me this morning when I was laying here. And I just, wow. Then Crystal came up at one point. She said, because I asked about Marissa, that's the young sister, the skinny little girl, looked really cute. She's a little teeny bopper. Like, that's what she looked like to me, like a little teeny bopper. And Crystal did one of these, I'm looking at you. And like I said, Crystal is the first. That was a Saturday when I had, I had $75 worth of groceries tied on with, this is before I got the good uh, carry off, since the crackheads took my other one. Uh, Katie, that's Mike's daughter, did something. They got me a really, really nice saddlebags. That's why I kind of keep this around my neck. This is my keys, but this is a hook to that. So you can carry it on your shoulder or from your shoulder. Really nice. But anyway, that was, and I've said this a couple times. When I was riding kind of slow because the load had shifted, and I was afraid to stop because I don't know how I'd ever get started again because I was really leaning to one side. And oh, there was she come out of the church, and I've been eyeballing this church. I think even took pictures of it, because it's a beautiful church. And, so I forget what words got said, but she said something about coming to church in the morning, and she just, it always happens to me. Like women just become beautiful, no flaws. They're just little angels. They just perfect, and they just I don't know. God did something in all the years I've been in prison without, and so Crystal is kind of like, she's just my angel. She really is. She's hard on me sometimes. She hates me to talk about the Chinese zodiac. She don't want, she tells people, don't tell him nothing. And but now that I found out what her name is, I can't believe it. Bicycles, lawnmowers, it's all part of it. It just Ohio. What a name. And then Sanders, that name. But I'm living. I'd never dreamed up any of this. I'd never, the way everything's fitting together, the way it's just like, it's incredible. It's just, you got to praise Jesus. You just got to, because I believe with all my heart that He's making everything happen. He's putting this all together. I'm just following it. I'm just doing what I feel, and so it just, uh, it just, it's just, it's unreal. But now I'm thinking, I forget. I woke up because see my clock. It says quarter after 8, and so it's like I've said it many times. I'm on cow time. The cows don't play that changing time stuff. They ain't gonna wait an hour to get milk. They ain't gonna do that. They just can't do that. That's not how they are. But anyway, one strand of lights went out. The clear ones off my little tree, and I was just looking at. I think it's some kind of blow. It's just a circuit breaker. I didn't feel like messing with it, so I was gonna make a video with the light off and just have that on, but I couldn't get it to work, so I had to put this light on. And I wanted to lay down. I wanted to just do it from with my foot up on the bed because I rigged up a little holder on the typewriter. It's just a tin, the pie tins. I use it for everything. But I did. I screwed it in there. I put a screw in it, so it's it's there. So just now when I was trying to get this thing started, I I don't know. Here I am. I'm sitting here on the bed. I'm getting ready to light this cigar. But I have I got a. When Jamie came, she brought a lot of nice stuff. Really, really nice stuff. A lot of good, classy stuff. Top shelf stuff. And this is one of the things she had. So I take an ice out of the freezer, one of these frozen, and it sits in there. Just perfect. And it does, it's like a thermos, so I always got ice water here, it really a good. So you wake up and take a sip of ice water. It don't get no better than that. Could you imagine how Jesus would have felt out in the desert, thirsty, and wake up and have some ice water there? I used to say people don't want ice water, but my mother used to say that. But back to this room. Wow, I'm at 17 minutes already, and this is the second start because I was on about a minute when the phone rang and I couldn't get it to. I couldn't decline it, so I got cut off. But anyway, right now I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't. But I know last night. I always talk about 3 women. I always do. And I was with 3 women last night. 3 beautiful women. And I get all mixed up because I'm getting really interested in people online. And now I'm sending videos and I'm just I'm sending videos, whatever I say. Like now I'm just talking and it's all coming out. And even like 44 years ago was intense for me. I remember being in on Route 20 or Interstate 20, 15, 20 miles out of Atlanta, or let's just say the first rest area on 20 leaving Atlanta. I remember it clear. I had, you can't call it an old 63 Dodge pickup because it was a magic truck. It really was a magic truck. But I had 35 cents, 4 ball tires, and 3 or 4, probably 4 tires in the bed, that if I had a flat, I could put them on for emergency. It would get me, But I remember laying my head on this leaning on the steering wheel. It said, "Geez, if you get me to Ohio, I'll marry her." I was talking about Barbara. And I've told this story before, but just that a semi pulls up and this load shift, they had these big tiles on there, big brown tiles that they use in driveways and roads for a lot of things. So I don't know. I fired her up and scooted up there, jumped in the back, and I got my tires all laid out so that it could fall in there. Sure enough, it did. I kind of revved my truck up. Oh, that driver was so happy because if that would have broke, it would have probably come out of his pay. Probably pretty expensive. Oh, we start talking, and next thing I know, he says, "You think you can make it?" I didn't know, and I was in the bind then because all the tires was underneath the tile, so I couldn't get the spare tire out. So if I had a blowout, I'd have to go on a flat tire. So sure enough, we got there. I forget all the details, but he did get me tires. It wasn't new, but good used. And we were there quite a while. Went over the truck, and that oil and everything was good. And I forget how much money he gave me, but I don't know if it was 50 or 100 or whatever it was. But I had enough money to get to Twinsburg in the blizzard because I got here the 7th. And it was an experience from the time I left Wisconsin, the first week of January of '78. I went down. I remember a wheel coming off in Jackson, Mississippi, in the black part of town. I see my tire going. I felt something drop and uh, wheel going by me. I said, "Oh wow!" But I had positive traction, so I could drive on three wheels. It would go. But anyway, that was an interesting. Got to New Orleans, and there was so much snow in my truck, and then was just getting there ahead of the Mardi Gras. There was quite a crowd of people there. So I started it as a joke, 25 cents for a snowball. They was throwing snow. And next thing I know, I'm getting 10s and 20s. People just wanted snow. And I soon ran out, but I had a lot of money. I did. I just kept stuffing it in this, I think it was the lunchbox I had with me. So it was a pretty interesting experience because I remember getting to Cocoa Beach, Florida, and my brakes brake cylinder froze up on the right hand side, so I had to crimp the line, and I was worried about how I was going to bleed the brakes. Just then these incredible legs showed up, and you know. I don't want to get vulgar, but she was a blonde, oh, 17 and wanted to run away. And I just back then, this is 78, so I was still 25. I turned 26 that year. All I knew about 17-year-olds, I didn't want to take them out of state. They get you for something then. But I figured if I was in state, I'd be okay. Sure enough, she came. She had a little bag, little leather bag with a string out, full of money. And a couple suitcases. Oh, prettiest thing I ever saw. And the way prison was when I got out, 77, I found Betty. You know, Betty Smith. That's another story. It was incredible. How it's just, they had me a job. I was supposed to report to the pro officer. They had everything but where I was supposed to go. They gave me $40 in a funny looking Levi suit. That leisure suit they had back in the '70s. It was a burgundy. I don't know what color, but it was a funny color. And oh, I'd never forget that night. Wow. I should make it short, but I finally get to the house from a friend she worked with, 50 miles away. A real pretty girl that, I remember I was in the bar. I had a few beers. I was drunk and talking. And, you know, she was the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And I didn't want her. I wanted a big girl. I told her, I said, I think a big girl. And she's never been turned down by a man in her life. She's used to having her way with men. Here I have the whole bars listed, and that's probably why she wouldn't take me there. She was probably a little mad at me, but she did tell me her friends had lived in Lancaster, and that's where I was supposed to be. But I don't want to get into that. I've talked about it so much. But she was dreaming about me because when I finally did wake her up around midnight, Long story. She, oh, I went to the wrong part, but she was upstairs, and I went to the downstairs, and I made it quite a scene. I wouldn't let them call the cops, and then, I kind of bulldogged my way in there, knocked down the trestle. It was funny, but she was dreaming about me. It was kind of funny. It was pretty interesting. But anyway, I had I've talked to this in various times. I don't know what to do here. It's 25 minutes already. Oh, I don't know if I can even send these on. I gotta see. I gotta stop this and see if I can do what I'm thinking I can do. I think they only can be 5 minutes. So I might goofed up.